Hello, my fellow mercenaries of New Eden. And as one of the biggest battles that Eve has ever seen takes place only recently, with almost 100 titans being killed and crazy amounts of ISK being lost, it seems that the good fight is also taking place on the planet still, and Dust 514 is going healthy and strong. So in this video, I want to talk a little bit about the future of Dust 514. The immediate future will obviously be the next patch that gets released for the game. And so I've heard we'll be getting cloaking, which could be a game changer. Who knows how that is going to be implemented and how that is going to work. Only the developers know at the moment, and I can't wait to see how they go about doing that. There's also a lot of changes with suits coming in, and I think that finally we are going to have all racial suit variants in place, which is something that this game has needed for a long time. Now I think there's a little bit of speculation going around about perhaps some form of skill point reimbursement. So maybe the skills that you've put into your suits at the moment, you might get back to then reapply them to something that you want to do because these suits are missing. Not something that they do very often, but because I think they're going to change the suit so much, this is what I think they might do. But obviously that's just word of mouth at the moment. It would seem like a logical thing to do, to reimburse the skill points that people have already put into suits so that they can apply them to whatever suit they want now that we have the full range in place. I also think that in the not too distant future, PvE will be in place, player versus environment. I at least certainly hope so, and I think that there'll be varying degrees of difficulty that you can play on your own or with a squad. Again, who knows how they're going to implement this. I don't even think CCP fully know at the moment, and they're just toying with the idea. We were given some artwork at the last Fan Fest about how drones were going to spawn in, and we were going to have to take out their spawn sites and kill them and kill their spawn sites to stop them coming back. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do that and whether they integrate it within Eve again. So that's kind of the short-term plans of this game as I can see it. I'm sure there's going to be a few maps and weapons and other things thrown in within that time that we'll get to play around with. But let's take a little look at perhaps the long-term ideas of where this game is going. Now, we're still on the PlayStation 3, and even at the launch of Dust 514, when it was in the early beta stages, I went out and bought a PlayStation 3 just for this game, and I wanted to play this game, so I went and got one. But I must admit, at the time I was very disappointed that it wasn't coming out on PC and on Xbox One as well. I think there must have been some sort of exclusive rights to Sony that happened at the time. I think it was they wanted the game, CCP wanted the game to be on console, and Xbox didn't quite give them the freedom that they needed to be able to update it constantly like PlayStation did, so they ended up going for PlayStation. At the time, that caused a lot of friction with players on Eve, their subscriber money going towards a game for a console that perhaps they don't own, and instantly cutting off a large chunk of your market seems like a very bold and odd move to me. If they'd have kept this game on the PC, I can guarantee you that every single player of Eve would have at least tried it, because all they would have had to have done was download it onto their PC whilst they were mining or missioning or doing something in Eve, and everyone would have given it a go. So where is the game going to go now? Is it going to go on to PlayStation 4? Xbox One going to get a look in? And will it even go on PC? I think it's time for the exclusivity of being on PlayStation 3 to come to an end. It's a dying console now. We have the next gen consoles. This game should be moved forwards onto those consoles and also PC. I really enjoy Dust 514. I think it's a great game, and although I've only been playing it a bit more casually at the moment, once a week, maybe once every couple of weeks, I think that I can definitely see a future with it, and I really want it to move with the times and to get onto those next gen consoles and to jump onto the PC to look at other similar games. The one which I have to look at is PlanetSide 2. And PlanetSide 2 is doing really well at the moment. It's got loads of interest. It's on all 3 platforms, and I just think that this is something that Dust 514 needs to do to be able to compete in the market. Really interested to see if you guys agree with me or disagree with me, or what you think the future of Dust 514 is at the moment. And please smack a little comment in the comments section down below. Till next time. Take it easy.
All non-combat personnel, please report to the aft deck immediately. All non-combat personnel, please report to the aft deck immediately. Suicide, 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 suicide.